In this video, we'll review how to complete the assignment list, ICS Form 204. The ICS Form 204 informs division and group supervisors of incident assignments. Once the command and general staff agrees to the assignments, the assignment information is relayed to the appropriate divisions and groups. Alrighty, let's get into the ICS Form 204. Blocks 1 and 2 are where we add our incident name and operational period. For this example, we're using Liberty County Fairgrounds as the incident name. For this example, the resource being assigned is Public Works Task Force 1, which falls under the Damage Assessment group. So we will put Damage Assessment in the group field. This group is under the Fire and Hazardous Materials branch, so this information goes in the branch field, and we leave the division field blank. Block 4, Operations Personnel, includes spaces for identifying the leadership over the assigned resource. In our example, the resource falls under the Operations Section Chief, Marilyn Gibson, Branch Director, Kylie Wortman, and the Group Supervisor, Jackie Donovan. Block 5 is where we include information about the assigned resources. Our assigned resource is the Public Works Task Force 1 from Liberty County, or LCPWTF1 for short. That goes in the Resource Identifier column. If available, the typing of the resource may go into the Resource Identifier as well. We'll put the task force leader's name under Leader. The Public Works Task Force 1 has 6 personnel under it, noted under the Number of Persons column. They can be contacted via cell phone or appropriate radio channel, which goes under the Contact column. Finally, they are to report to the scene per the reporting location, special equipment and supplies, remarks, notes, information column. Yeah, that last column can be used for a bunch of reasons. There can be more than one resource given the same assignment. That's why there are multiple rows. Further forms can be used if extra space is needed. In these cases, you want to make sure to label the form as page 1 of 2 or 2 of 2, as the case may be. That takes us to Block 6, where we enter the actual work assignments. Include the job description and what the basic field personnel should be able to use to do the task. Adding the who, what, when, and where helps. Who do I report to? What am I supposed to be doing? Where am I assigned to do the work? When are we supposed to be there? Sometimes, this helps us to stay in our lane, as you hear often. In our example, the Damage Assessment Task Force and its 6 people are supposed to go around the incident area and assess the damage. Okay, no surprise there. Just remember that, when filling out Block 6, the assignment needs to be short and specific and include whatever outputs are appropriate. In the case of our Intrepid Damage Assessment Task Force, the outputs are reports on the damage they assessed. It may also detail the boundaries for those personnel to operate in. For example, it might say, perform damage assessments between the carnival area and parking lot A at the fairgrounds. This helps staff recognize their area of responsibility, or AOR. Next up is Block 7, Special Instructions. The information entered here is developed from the Incident Action Plan Safety Analysis, ICS Form 215A, during the tactics meeting. They include specific safety hazards that the resource may encounter and precautions to lower risk as they do their assignment. In this case, there's a hazmat problem. Therefore, we mention what this resource needs to do to stay safe while working around the chemical release area. Specifically, they need to wear appropriate personal protective equipment, ask for assistance when they are working near the hot zone, and report injuries on the quick should someone get hurt. Remember that these forms are given to the team doing the job, so keep it short, sweet, direct, and easy to understand. Block 8, Communications, should include the unit's contact information. This information is entered under primary contact. If there's more than one way to communicate with them, add that information under this column as well. In our case, we're using radios, and the names of the channels and call signs are listed here. Remember, radio information comes from the Communications Plan, ICS Form 205, which we discuss later in this lesson. This is just the short version that only pertains to this form. Communication plans can be large, but the individuals in this ICS Form 204 probably only care about 3 channels or so. Just be sure they don't conflict and are transcribed correctly from the 205. Typically, there's one command frequency, one tactical frequency for that division or group. If any air resources are being used, there would be an air-to-ground frequency assigned. Finally, in Block 9, we'll include the preparer's name, position, signature, and date and time they completed the form. This helps the people reviewing this form to know who to contact with questions. That's it for the assignment list, ICS Form 204. Thanks for watching.